Now, with Diamond Comics deciding to halt shipments of all new comics, this right here is the end of the comic book industry. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, Diamond Comics, which is the biggest distributor of new shipments of comics that go into stores, yeah, they've shut everything down because of the current issues that are going on right now. Thing is that with that happening, well, this just leaves comic book stores to just rot, basically. Because Diamond, what they do is they distribute comics like, Marvel, DC, Boom, Image, all these Dark Horse, they're the ones that get the new shipments of their comics out, right? Without that, well, guess what? That means everything's going to just go downhill and fall apart. And it's awful. It's sad to see this finally happen, but we all knew it was coming because of the disastrous things that have been going on in the industry. Now, thing is, we're going to look at this article. Due to the ongoing issues, Diamond Comic Distributors is suspending new orders from being shipped to its warehouse indefinitely. So there's probably going to be about 2 weeks where new comics come in, and then after that, it's just done until they come back. But by that time, well, everything else could be gone. We'll get more into that. Diamond is the comic book direct market's latest distributor, responsible for shipping books from publishers such as Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, Dynamite, Boom Studios, and much more. However, because it's no longer receiving new shipments, only the product it currently has on hand can be distributed to retailers. So, that doesn't leave much left, right? That's the problem. Leaves about 2 weeks worth of stuff that will be new, and then after that, boom, it's just going to be a bunch of back order. See, now here's the problem with back order, is the fact that, comics is in the moment, right? So when something new comes out, that's what people would want. They don't really care about older issues because it's one of those, as I stated, in the moment kind of things. They want the newest issue because that's what they're going to read. They're not going to care about the older stuff. Now, some people are going to go to their comic book stores to continue to support them, so they will probably buy older stuff. But with 4 weeks of this going on, well, that's not going to save the industry. I mean, many stores are already talking about shutting down because they're just not going to be getting the money. It's just going to completely destroy them. And so, of course, you have Steve Geppi talking about this. He addresses the issue on the product distribution by Diamond, and slated for an on-sale date of April 1st or later will not be shipped. So, thing is, with it not being shipped, that's going to just end a lot of the stores. And it's really sad to see this finally happen, but I think we all knew it was coming because comic book stores, well, I mean, they've been dying. The industry is just a dying industry, and with all these back orders, it's just going to be dead on arrival. That's the problem. That's just what's going to happen. So there was a lot that he had to say. We're going to go into this right here too. Of course, you have Diamond Comics that announced shutdown, and then going down to what Geppi had to post on the Diamond Comics website. Now, this is what he had to state. As everyone knows, the world faces ever-increasing challenges related to the issue. Its effects on the comics and collectibles and tabletop gaming industries have been felt far and wide. We are hearing from thousands of retailers that they can no longer service their customers as they have in the past, many of them forced to close by government action or resort to in-person or curbside delivery. Even these still open are selling reduced foot traffic in most cases, a situation that seems likely to worsen with time. Now, you see, here's the thing. Another thing I want to bring up here. Digital copies, they don't sell real well. I mean, we don't know the estimate of what they get, right? We don't know exactly, but from people like Ethan Van Sciver, who stated that when it comes to royalties, right, because, he worked for DC, so he stated that, which he also worked for Marvel, but talking about digital sales, he didn't get much in terms of royalties from that. Therefore, that kind of indicates that digital copies don't go well. Now, With some people I've talked to that are comic book fans themselves, a lot of them prefer physical copies over digital. And, I myself am more of a physical fan over digital, but that's just me. Now, I can't say for everybody else, but from the people I've talked to, they prefer physical over digital. But, that's just the people I've talked to. Now, Geppi continues to go on and say, our freight networks are feeling the strain and are already experiencing delays, while our distribution centers in New York, California, and Pennsylvania were all closed late last week. Our own home office in Maryland instituted a work-from-home policy, and experts say that we can expect further closures. See, that's not good. Therefore, my only logical conclusion is to cease the distribution of new weekly product until there is greater clarity on the progress made toward stemming the spread of the issue. So, with that being said, it's just telling you, it's dying. Let's be real. Who didn't see this happening to the industry? And it took the issue that's going on to really kind of hit it more, right? It's just been going down years and years. Product distributed by Diamond and slated for an on-sale date of April 1st or later will not be shipped to retailers until further notice. For the time being, however, we have been able to develop procedures with our teams at the distribution center and Olive Branch MS to safely continue fulfillment of direct ship reorders for the retailers who were able to receive new product and need it to service their customers. He also stated, it's unlikely that orders will be filled on the same day they were placed, and these plans are subject to change if at any point we no longer feel that we can safeguard our teams while fulfilling orders. Product distributed by Diamond UK and slated for an on-sale date of March 25th or later will not be shipped to retailers until further notice. Further updates with regard to reorders and other Diamond UK specific information will be communicated directly to their customers as information becomes available. This is oh, you want to talk about getting it rough? Yeah, this is it right here. As he continues, production distributed by Alliance has been shipping from our Fort Wayne and Austin, Texas warehouses. Both are closing at the end of the day on Tuesday, March 24th, in the interest of employee safety and to comply with direction from local governments. So it's closing down today. Any orders not shipped by that time will not be processed until further notice. Your dedicated sales team will still be working remotely and help you with any orders that you like to place today or questions you may have. With these changes in our distribution strategy, we will work with our publishing partners to develop programs that will address product already in the pipeline and what will happen when we resume distribution. We know that during this time, you will face many challenges, and we will direct our energies toward addressing them, rather than fighting on increasingly numerous fronts to get product out. But with that 4-week gap, though, oh, it's just, you're going to be able to get issues like Walking Dead, right? Thing is, though, with that 4-week gap, stores by that point, they're probably going to be gone. Unless they find a way to survive by, I guess, selling online maybe, or, whatever. But even then, it's for the ones that plan to still continue to go, they're going to struggle. Where I live, we used to have comic book stores. We did. And then back in 2018, they shut down. And I asked people why. I asked the people that worked there, and they just weren't making the sales. They were just having comics sit there and rot on shelves. And that's what happened. And then, of course, we started having them in card shops. And, I'd support how I could, but it didn't last long, so they just took the product off because they just weren't selling. It just didn't work for them. For these retailers who remain open in various forums, I encourage you to let loose your own creativity. For the time being, you will be able to replenish your perennials from Diamond and or Alliance, but you should also remember the stock you already have in your stores. If your doors remain open, it's likely you will have customers who will continue to seek diversion from events of the world. Special sales, promotions, and even eBay can help you bring in the cash during this trying time. Product for which you've already paid may well hold some of your answers. There have been many solid suggestions offered about how to help our retailers, and we will bring many of them together in the future communications. Now, thing is, while, yeah, they're probably going to have to sell online if they're going to try to survive because, especially working at home right now. Yeah, that's probably going to be the only way. And even then, that's still a challenge for the stores to even survive with rent and all the other issues they're going to have to try to deal with. Whew, it's tough. It's a rough time right now. It's going to get that much rougher. Besides the industry's most immediate needs, we have been and will continue looking toward the future. When we see stores reopening, bringing staff back on board, and getting customers in the door, we are looking at issues like debt accrued due to this crisis, that reduced ordering means for your discount tiers, and the availability of credit to help stores through and after this difficult time. We don't have all the answers today, but we understand the many issues you are facing and look forward to addressing them as partners who all have an interest in the long-term health of the industry we love so much. Long-term health. It's like the issue that goes on right now is what's stated. No, it's not going to have much health that much longer. I mean, it's just a shame. It's just, oh man, to think we've come to this point. But then again, when you have someone like CB Cebulski who's sitting over there, who is a editor over there, and Marvel doesn't seem to care, stuffing his face full, and doesn't want to make the effort to try to make things better. Continues to try to save his favorite restaurants in New York. Oh yeah, but doesn't care about the comic book industry in which he works for. Sits over there stuffing his face full. That's the thing. Of course, with this being a monopoly as well, because that's what it was. Marvel back in the 90s bought out another one of the competitors. All you had was Diamond left. And now that's happened. Now that you had that monopoly go on, this is it. This is the end. This is where the comic book industry dies. This is where it just completely crumbles and collapses right here, right now, in this time. This is what's doing it, And, it's been just a long time coming. I mean, sales dropping over the years, just getting worse and worse. I mean, you even look at it, DC even stated themselves that the printer closes tomorrow. I mean, with all this going on, what are you going to have left? I mean, stores themselves already having problems, complications before this. Now they're getting to the point where it's like, well, during this trying time, we have to shut down. Some of them are saying that. And, it's just a shame. We've been watching for years now that comic book stores have been dying because of this problem, this terrible issue with terrible comics being made and nobody liking them. And then, of course, them sitting on the shelves and rotting because that's what's been going on. It's just sad to see this happen. It's sad to see the comic book industry die like this, But, when you have Marvel and DC printing out the stuff they've been printing, well, it only makes sense. And I mean, then you got other people around here trying to state that, oh, it's not a problem, there's no big deal. February of 2020 had the strongest sales in 3 years, up 7% from a year ago, with comics and graphic novels sales of $37.5 million. The issue is the problem, not the comics. Hang in there. Because, you got some people who are denialists who are going to blame it on the current issue right now rather than are actually going to look at the real sales. It's funny that when you look on Comic-Con, you have Viz manga in there, which, is something that they're doing because they know the comic book sales are down. They have not been doing good. So they've been trying to pull that sketchy little routine of trying to throw in manga in there to try to make it look better because they're like, graphic novels are up. Yeah, well, that's why everybody's going to manga, because comics have been terrible within the past several years. And then, of course, you got people like Dan Slott. And, when you look at the comic book professionals that work over there at Marvel, for example, what are they doing? What are they tweeting about? What are they talking about? Politics. politics. That's all it is to them. You know, it's funny. They're not talking about the comic book industry really. They're not talking much about it. And for those that are, either A, they're denying that there's actually a real problem, or B, they're starting to freak out. It's kind of funny. But I mean, you know, when it comes to comics, they're hardly even saying anything about them at all. And Dan Slott is a Spider-Man writer, okay? And funny thing is, he's talking mostly about politics. You can go to his Twitter, you can look at it. It is mostly all about his politics, talking about all that stuff about Orange Man and all this bad stuff, because that's what they go on about. That's all they care about. They don't really care about comics, and it's sad to see that. And they question, oh, well, why are comic book sales going down? This is why. This is exactly why. And here's the thing. Now with the New Warriors, which, you know, I've talked about, a few times already, thing about it is, you're probably not going to see this comic now. It's probably going to get canceled straight up because with, Diamond now stopping their distribution for this time being, well, new comics aren't going to be coming out. Therefore, New Warriors itself will probably just be canceled. I mean, it's sitting over here at 145,000 dislikes because it's garbage. And thing is, this is the problem with the industry. And now, they're starting to wake up and realize, oh, well, something bad's going on. But you have a lot of denialists out there that are going to try to protect the industry and say, oh, well, it's the current issues that's going on. It's not really a problem. Yes, there's been this problem going on for years. Multiple people have talked about it, myself included. That's the thing. This is the end. We are watching the end, sadly, of the comic book industry. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and make sure you are still subscribed, because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels, so make sure you are still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like if you enjoyed, and be sure to share the video on social media, spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated. It really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. And not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the future that may be going on. So be sure to follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.